Hola amigos, ¿qué tal? En esta ocasión les traemos un video para que puedan practicar su entrevista. Es una simulación completa, tiene muchos detalles nuevos, tienes que poner mucha atención. No te preocupes, colocamos subtítulos y también colocamos las posibles respuestas a las preguntas. Claro que cada caso es distinto, pero es simplemente para que te des una idea. Ya saben que si estos videos les resultan útil, nos pueden ayudar dándole un like y compartiéndolos con personas que están en el proceso. También en este video son dos oficiales que te entrevistan, así es, porque en algunas oficinas un oficial te está haciendo las preguntas cívicas y otro oficial te está haciendo las preguntas personales y la N400. El día de hoy hicimos esta simulación para que si te toca esto durante tu entrevista no te sientas incómodo. Ya sabes que es importante responder en voz alta para que de esta manera, ¿verdad? Llegues lo mejor preparado para tu entrevista. Muy bien, vamos a practicar. Hi, my name is Officer Diaz. Today I will be conducting part of your interview. I'm going to do the first part. Then we're going to have a different officer finishing the interview for you. This is something new that we're trying. Do you have any questions for me? Okay, perfect. First, I need you to place your index finger and the fingerprint scanner. Let's begin with the right hand. Okay, now can you do the left index finger for me? Thank you. Now I'm gonna take a quick picture. Can you please look to the camera? One more second. There it is. You look good in the picture, by the way. Okay, now I'm gonna do the civic test. Are you familiar with the civic test? Okay, I'm gonna ask you 10 questions and you have to answer correct at least 6 of them. Okay? Alrighty, let's start with the questions. What is an amendment? What is the rule of law? We elect a president for how many years? Who vetoes bills? Who is the governor of your state now? Name one right only for United States citizens. What is one reason colonists came to America? Who wrote the Declaration of Independence? Name one war fought by the United States in the 1800s. Name one state that borders Mexico. Okay. And congratulations, you approved the civic test. Now we're going to do the writing and reading test. Okay. I'm going to give you a piece of paper. In this case, usually we do it in a tablet, but I'm going to give you a piece of paper and a pen. And you have to first read the following sentence. Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay. Can you please read the following sentence? Okay, perfect. Now, in the same paper and using this pen, can you write the following sentence? Adams was the second president. Adams was the second president. Adams was the second president. Ready? Okay, let me see. Congratulations, you also approved your writing and reading test. Okay, that's it for me. You're gonna do the second part of the interview with a different officer. And but so far you're doing great. Keep doing the great job, okay? It was nice to meet you.
Good afternoon. My name is Officer Dominguez, and I'm going to continue with the rest of your interview. I do see that you've already passed a few parts of your interview. That's great. At this time, please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm that the statements you will give and provide today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Great. You can put your hand down. If you can please provide me with your permanent resident card, your passport, and an ID, please. Thank you. For this part of the interview, I'm going to ask you a few questions where you're going to answer yes or no. And I'm also going to ask you a few questions to get to know you a little bit better. Okay? Great. What is your complete name? Have you ever used any other names in the past? Will you be making any changes to your name today? Have you ever claimed to be a U.S. citizen? Why not? Have you ever registered to vote in any federal, state, or local election in the United States? Have you ever voted in any federal, state, or local election in the United States? What is your date of birth? And where were you born? Have you ever been a member of, involved in, or in any way associated with any organization, association, fund, foundation, party, club, society, or similar group in the United States or in any other location in the world? Have you ever been a member of, or in any way associated with, the Communist Party? Any other totalitarian party? A terrorist organization? What is communism? What is your current address? And how long have you lived there? Have you ever been involved in any way with any of the following? Genocide, torture, killing or trying to kill someone, badly hurting or trying to hurt a person on purpose, forcing or trying to force someone to have any kind of sexual contact or relations, not letting someone practice his or her religion. What is your previous address? Can you spell the name of the street, please? Thank you. Have you ever advocated the overthrow of any government by force or violence? Were you ever a part of any group, or did you ever help any group, unit, or organization that used a weapon against any person or threatened to do so? What is your marital status? How long have you been married? What is your spouse's name? Can you spell the first name, please? Do you now have, or did you ever have, a hereditary title or an order of nobility in any foreign country? Have you ever been declared legally incompetent or been confined to a mental institution? Have you ever been divorced? How about in your country of origin? Were you ever married or divorced in your country of origin? Do you owe any overdue federal, state, or local taxes? Does that mean that you filed your taxes this year? And usually when you file your taxes, do you have to pay taxes or do you receive a refund? Have you ever not filed a federal, state, or local tax return since you became a lawful permanent resident? When did you become a permanent resident? How did you become a permanent resident? Have you ever called yourself a non-U.S. resident on a federal, state, or local tax return since you became a lawful permanent resident? Have you ever persecuted any person because of race, religion, national origin, membership in a particular social group, or political opinion? What do you do for work? How long have you been at this job? Did you ever sell, give, or provide weapons to any person, or help another person sell, give, or provide weapons to any person? Did you ever receive any type of military, paramilitary, or weapons training? What are your job duties where you work? Do you like what you do for work? Did you ever recruit, enlist, conscript, or use any person under 15 years of age to serve in or help an armed force or group? Did you ever use any person under 15 years of age to do anything that helped or supported people in combat? Do you have any children? How many children do you have? Have you ever committed, assisted in committing, or attempted to commit a crime or offense for which you were not arrested? What are your children's names and their ages, please? Are you the biological parent of all your children? For the next group of questions, I'm going to ask you a series of questions together. Wait until I finish the entire question before you answer, okay? Were you ever a member of, or did you ever serve in, help, or otherwise participate in any of the following groups? Military unit, paramilitary unit, police unit, self-defense unit, vigilante unit, rebel group, guerrilla group, militia, insurgent organization? No to all of them. Were you ever a worker, volunteer, or soldier, or did you otherwise serve in any of the following? Prison or jail, prison camp, detention facility, labor camp, any other place where people were forced to stay? Can you tell me what is a militia? And what is a prison or jail? Is your spouse a U.S. citizen? How about either of your parents? Are either of your parents U.S. citizens? Between March 23rd, 1933 and May 8th, 1945, did you work for or associate in any way with the Nazi government of Germany? Have you ever been charged with committing, attempting to commit, or assisting committing a crime or offense? Have you ever been convicted of a crime or offense? What is your full social, please? And what is your height and how much do you weigh? Have you ever been arrested, cited, or detained by any law enforcement officer for any reason? Can you tell me what arrested means? Have you ever been placed in an alternative sentencing or a rehabilitative program? Have you ever received a suspended sentence, been placed on probation, or been paroled? Have you ever been in jail or prison? How many trips have you taken out of the United States since you submitted this application? Has any of the information on your application changed since you submitted this application? Have you ever given any U.S. government officials any information or documentation that was false, fraudulent, or misleading? Have you ever lied to any U.S. government officials to gain entry or admission into the United States or to gain immigration benefits while in the United States? Have you ever been removed, excluded, or deported from the United States? Have you ever been ordered, removed, excluded, or deported from the United States? Have you ever been placed in removal, exclusion, rescission, or deportation proceedings? What is deportation? Are removal, exclusion, rescission, or deportation proceedings currently pending against you? In the last 5 years, how many total days have you spent outside of the United States? Have you ever been a habitual drunkard? What is a habitual drunkard? Have you ever been a prostitute or procured anyone for prostitution? Have you ever sold, smuggled, controlled substances, illegal drugs, or narcotics? Have you ever been married to more than one person at the same time? Have you ever married someone in order to obtain an immigration benefit? Have you ever helped anyone to enter or tried to enter the United States illegally? Have you ever gambled illegally or received income from illegal gambling? Have you ever failed to support your dependents or to pay alimony? Have you ever made any misrepresentation to obtain any public benefit in the United States? Have you ever served in the U.S. Armed Forces? Tell me, why do you want to become a U.S. citizen? And if you become a U.S. citizen, what is one thing you plan on doing? Do you support the Constitution and form of government of the United States? What is the form of government of the United States? Do you understand the full oath of allegiance to the United States? Are you willing to take the full oath of allegiance to the United States? If the law requires it, are you willing to bear arms on behalf of the United States? If the law requires it, are you willing to perform non-combatant services in the U.S. Armed Forces? And if the law requires it, are you willing to perform work of national importance under civilian direction? Great. Give me one moment. Okay, great. Congratulations. Today, I'm going to recommend your application as approved. Now, you do have the option to actually do the oath ceremony here today with me. Now, that's just an option if you want to do it today, or you can wait for a date where you can have your oath ceremony at a bigger event. You'd like to do it here with me? Perfect. Okay, you're going to fill out this form. You're essentially going to put no to all of the questions, but just make sure that everything is correct on the document. And while you do that, I will be right back, okay? Is it all filled out completely? Great. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to do the oath of allegiance, okay? Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I hereby declare on oath that I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state, or sovereignty, of whom or which I have heretofore been a subject or citizen, that I will support and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States of America, against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will bear arms on behalf of the United States when required by the law, that I will perform non-combatant service in the armed forces of the United States when required by the law, that I will perform work of national importance under civilian direction when required by the law, and that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. Great, you can put your hand down. Congratulations, you are now a United States citizen, my fellow American. Now I'm going to give you your certificate of naturalization. Before you leave today, make sure that all of the information is correct, okay? And to memorialize your special day today, I'm also going to give you a United States flag. Once again, congratulations.
¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo te fue en la práctica? Espero que te haya ido excelente. Déjame saber en los comentarios. Si te sirvió el video, recuerda darnos un like, compártelo. Si tienes tu entrevista esta semana, te deseamos toda la suerte del mundo. Si no la tienes aún, seguiremos trabajando todos juntos, sobre todo tú, la parte más importante, para que llegues bien preparado para ese día tan importante. Nos vemos pues en el próximo video. Que estén bien, Chao.